Welcome back to the exchange. This is day 31 of the government shutdown. Things are about to get very real for 42 million Americans relying on the food benefits called SNAP. Emily Wilkins is live in Washington, D.C. with the very latest. Emily, bring us up to speed.
Hey, Contessa. Well, look, the Trump administration has said that the food assistance program that, as you mentioned, helps 42 million Americans is going to run dry tomorrow. And while some states are trying to keep the program going, this represents really one of the biggest impacts that we have seen so far from the shutdown. You know, a lot of the other tension points we were looking at have been avoided. The White House, they found ways to pay troops, to fund WIC, which is that other low-income food program, and to get funds to farmers. But Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins, she joined Speaker Mike Johnson at his presser this morning, and she told us that the White House is not able to find a way to fund SNAP, even though there is a contingency fund for the program.
There is a contingency fund at USDA, but that contingency fund, by the way, doesn't even cover, I think, half of the $9.2 billion that would be required for November SNAP, but it is only allowed to flow if the underlying program is funded.
Now, several dozen states disagree with the secretary. They have sued the Trump administration, trying to ensure that they do find some funding for the SNAP program. If the funding does run out, it would be the first time in the program's 60-plus year history that happens. The lawmakers that I spoke with this week, they do expect that loss of SNAP as well as no pay for federal workers, plus outages at airports. It's all ramping up the pressure that D.C. is feeling. And we were told by a couple lawmakers that the number of talks this week, bipartisan conversations, have ramped up. But we're also still seeing senators dig into their talking points. And at this point, we're going to have to wait for next week to see if there's a breakthrough. But in the meantime, SNAP does run out tomorrow.